Welcome to the Velvet Room.
So, this video is a special one to me. Even though it was the last game in the franchise I played and the one that made me the angriest during my sessions, but purely because of my stupidity. I could stand this Void Quest music anymore.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Persona 4 became my favorite game in the whole franchise. Besides having really good story and interesting development theme, what hooks me the most were the characters. Each one had a story more captivating than the other. For this video, I will be using Persona 4 Golden as the base, which adds new personas, a new character for you to social link with, a new quest, and some other improvement throughout the story. So, from all Persona games, this one, in my opinion, has the heaviest sword. But as all good Persona games, the story starts with your character arriving in a new town, a small city from the Japanese countryside called Inaba. Early on the first cutscene of the game, there is a news reporting about a famous person involved in a scandal, and that she's disappeared. The next day, on your first day of school, while you're heading back home, you came across a crime scene, which you later discover was connected to that missing person. Her name, Mayumi Yamano. After this case, in fact, on your first day of school, before you head back home, a rumor started spreading at the school that if you on a rainy night at midnight look at a turn-off TV while alone, the image of your soulmate will appear on the screen. And I think it's 3 boys. They are talking about that this missing person, Mayumi, she appears for them as their soulmate. And that is how the game story starts. So with this rumor spreading, you and some friends that you made on the first day of school try to test it out, but just as a joke, but it really happened. And when the protagonist tries it, the image of a schoolgirl appears on the TV. Right after that, when the image disappears, the protagonist go and touch the TV, the screen of the TV in fact, and he kinda go through it. It was a weird thing, so you and your friends tried to investigate and ended up discovering the so-called TV world. The next day, this girl who appeared on the TV is found dead, hanging from the telephone pole, just like the first victim. That's when the story real begins. So now that we have the base story set, let's develop a little bit. First of all, on your first day of school, you met 3 new people that ended up becoming your friend: Chie, Yukiko, and Yosuke. Those are as well the 3 first people that decided to investigate the TV world with you. So now, the game is divided into 8 main quests, plus 1 additional one where you awaken your persona. So to introduce the central theme, when Yosuke, one of your friends, faced his own shadow, his version inside of the TV world. When you first met him, the shadow version, Yosuke doesn't want to accept what the shadow is telling him, but the shadow is his true self. So by rejecting himself, his shadow transforms into a monster, or that you will discover soon, his own persona. But this monster leading you to the first boss fight. After you defeat it, Yuzuki finally accepts who he are, and like that awaken to his persona as well. The story of the game is kind of repetitive, with other characters. In the next quest, Yukiko, one of your first 3 friends, disappear, and she appears on this TV, and you and your friends go into this TV world to try solving the mystery. When you get there, you start the first quest of the game and discover that Yukiko has her own castle. While you are trying to solve this mystery, you, Chie, and Yosuke go together. When you are on this castle, the shadow of Chie appears, and just like as Yuzuki, she denied her true self. who she really is. And doing so, Chia Shadow turned into a persona, leading you to the second boss fight of the game. And after you defeat it, she realized that the shadow was telling the truth, and that shadow was her true self. And she accepted herself, and she joined the team with her persona. And by the end of this quest, the same happened with Yukiko, and you save her. One of the cool things about this game is that the real culprit behind all this thing is introduced from the start of the game. However, due to the long story and false lead, you are constantly led to believe it's someone else, only discovering who's truly behind everything at the end of the game. This game goes as far as creating a whole new crime just for led you to think that the culprit is another person. I think it's very clever about this game. Now we got the best part. As I said before, when it comes to character and social links, this is my favorite game. All of them are very well developed, and I think that part of that comes from the game's theme, but each one's backstory is still very well crafted. For this video, I will use 3 characters as example to explain how I saw their story. These are just my personal view. So, let's start talking about Yukiko Amagi. In your first encounter with her, she seems off as more reserved. You also find out she's the daughter of the owners of the town's main inn. However, through her social link, you discover that this isn't what she wants for herself. Actually, wants to leave the town and pursue a different future. As her social link progresses, she decides to learn new skills like learning to cook, and then she decides to cook for the main character. But by the end of her social link, she realized there's nothing wrong with taking over her family's inn after all, showing a major shift in her character. Now I want to talk about Kanji Tatsumi. First of all, I want to say that this game is a little bit old, and sometimes some topics are not talked on the best way possible, so I will try my best here. But I will admit that when I unlocked the character, I didn't want to level up his social link right away, and left it for the end of the game if I had some spare time. Nowadays, I would max it out as soon as possible. Kanji is a character who tries his hard to seem manly, and believes that certain activities, like swaying or liking stuffed animals, are women's or kids' stuffs. But through his interaction, he comes to terms with the fact that it's okay to embrace that side of himself, which gives him one of the best character transformations in my opinion. Now, the last character I would like to talk about is Risa Kajikawa, another character I was hesitant to progress with at first. She seems like just another girl constantly flirting with the protagonist, but over time you realize she's actually very insecure about her identity as Risette, her idol persona. She came to Inaba specifically to escape that world. By the end of her social link, she accepts both sides of herself and returns to the idol world, but in a more balanced way. As for the soundtrack, as always, Atlus nailed it. The music sets the perfect mood and bring back that nostalgic feeling from the 2000s. One of the game's spin-offs even sparked a great meme, which I included in the first video of the series. I love this gaming music spin-off from Persona. All the musics are very good of the game, and this game creates very good memes as well. For me personally, Persona 4 is one of the best games in the series. The small town setting, the way the mystery unfolds with constant twists and turns, and how the game makes you rethink and change your opinion throughout the story are just amazing. I hope you enjoy another video. If you made it this far, consider subscribe to the channel and leaving a like at this video, and see you at the next one. See ya, bye bye.